Get into the next topic, guys. I just want to remind everybody that the NFL regular season is wrapping up, and it is wrapped up, but there's still time to get in the action on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is super easy to use, and there's many different ways to bet. You can use same-game parlays, find bets in the new Explore tab. You can make a parlay in the new Parlay Hub, and plenty more. So you guys can visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
All right, awesome. We turn to the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, you guys were talking about Greg Newsome, and Greg Newsome's been talking a lot on Twitter, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts, specifically G. Bush here, on everything surrounding Greg Newsome and Jerome Ford talking a lot on Twitter and how they're handling the loss. I do have the tweets.
Yeah, let me check
that. I
saw
one that someone sent me where he basically said, I love coming on Twitter and seeing how many people don't know football. I think
yeah, we mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah.
That's bad timing.
It's a bad
Listen,
luck.
in the end, he can do whatever he wants. If he plays well, nobody cares. Right. I just think, like, what's he trying to do there? Like, right after the season ends, it's just weird.
Look, here's the problem, and the problem is this is the way fandom works. Fans log away everything. They log everything. Anything you do, they log it away.
Oh, yeah.
And they ready to use it against you the moment you don't play well or say the right thing. So if they don't feel like you play the right way, and they don't feel like you saying the right stuff, they piling it on. Then all of a sudden it get to a point where they just hitting you left and right anytime you say something. At the end of the day, Greg Newsome, and I like the young man, I like his confidence. But listen, there are sometimes he can't tell me that there's certain things that he can't work on. If somebody was like, you know what, I hate G. Bush, man. He be telling too many stories sometimes. He need to have more stats backing up what he say. I could come out and say, you know what, I could do a little more research. Thanks, dog. Guess what? You can't say nothing no more. Because I'm like, cool. Greg Newsome say, listen, man, we didn't play well. We didn't play well enough in the secondary. We looked like we was confused on some things. Because look, that's it's not like we haven't seen this before. Y'all was confused last year, right? You was upset that they didn't put you in a position last year. Right now, like, you feel like you're outside corner. That's not what I saw, Tyvis. When Nico Collins, I didn't know. You tell me, I know I'm a fat dude with a hat on. Tell me, when they motioned and put Nico Collins on him, and he backpedaled, and didn't get no hands on him, no to redirect, no nothing. It was, what was that technique? Great. What you think about that technique?
So you talking about the play where
they switched up, and instead of tossing off the man,
I think
they switched up too.
What I think you talking about the route where he caught the. All right, so when I look at the play. What's wrong with him?
That was a pause.
Yes. That was a pause.
After I said it, I'm like, good, no one caught it. And then I looked at Bull and Bull went.
I didn't even hear it.
Because nobody, I was like,
I'm not even going to repeat it.
I guess nobody got it.
Just you and I, Bull.
I didn't hear it. But
that was bad. I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, Tyler.
So when I look at it, it looked like they were in man-to-man, and I think he just got caught guessing on the route. Usually when a guy comes in like that, he looks like he's going to run that dig route, and he kind of gave him the fake, and then he kept going and then kind of pushed it out. I think he just guessed on the route, and that's why he got beat like that. You just got to stay on top and trust your keys.
You supposed to be guessing like that?
No, you're not supposed to guess a man-to-man, but I think that's what happened on that particular play.
So we're not disrespecting you. It's saying, like, so when somebody says, hey, you guessed on that route, or it looked like, or when they ran on the outside, right, it looked like they was in cover 2 one time. They ran out and up, and they were on the sideline. It looked like Greg Newsome didn't carry the guy on the out and up.
If they were in cover 2, you got to play everything deep to short. And if he lets something get behind him or 7-cut get behind him, that's on him.
No disrespect. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, we like Greg Newsome. He had a great grade, man-to-man coverage, good year. But here's the thing. Cats got to understand. Y'all made the playoffs. That's good. Now people is feel you a contender. What's next? You trying to get to the next level. If you want to get to the next level, people going to be hard on you. They expect more.
And I get it. Greg is a competitive guy. He's a fiery guy. He wants to win. But I think the problem a lot of fans have with it, when you lose 45-14, you just zip it. Don't go on Twitter, first of all. Don't go on, because it's not going to be pretty.
Be on vacation.
Just go on vacation, put it down, and just focus that energy on getting better for next year. That's what I hope happens.
Would you tell me what you guys think? What about the idea of trading Greg Newsome this offseason and making Cam Mitchell the nickel corner or the slot corner, whatever? What do we think of that?
What's his value?
I don't know. Maybe it's a player for player trade. You know, maybe it's a draft pick trade. Maybe it's Greg Newsome and a draft pick to move up.
Right.
In a round, you know, like maybe Greg, you know, I don't know. Could you trade Greg Newsome in a second round pick to move up higher in the second round? Maybe you can't. Maybe I'm crazy.
All right, I'm looking at the G New play. He got hit with a sluggo, a slant and go.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Well, what did you think of my question there, Sluggo?
So you saying trade Greg Newsome to move up in the draft?
Well, or whatever. No, I mean, like
maybe it is for a player.
So what
Can Cam Mitchell take his role?
Cam Mitchell came in and he played phenomenal this season, and he'll continue to get better. Am I okay or am I comfortable with them getting rid of G New for Cam Mitchell? I think you would have to tell me what the trade is. I think that Cam Mitchell could be good enough to be a number one and could be a slot. Obviously, the biggest difference between the two is that Cam Mitchell played the slot in college.
Exactly.
So he's already has that
That's what I'm
experience
saying.
and he knows how to play.
And I still think in G-New's mind, he's an outside
Yes.
corner.
Well, that's the thing. If
That's
G-New wants to be an outside corner and he wants to get paid like an outside corner, then he needs to.
And there are
go
teams that
somewhere
would use him
that
as a
would do
number
that.
2 corner.
Probably.
Right? There are teams that can.
And I think this is fair. I believe that like he speaks more and is out there more than the other corners and is more vocal because he does feel that way. Like he feels like
clearly he
he's
feels that way.
validating like, yo, I'm a number one corner. I'm a first round pick.
Right.
I should be out there. Like he has to do when you already there and got the contract like Denzel Ward, you notice he don't say nothing. I've never heard Martin Emerson say nothing. You see what I'm saying? I feel like he's a person that's
fighting for his
fighting
respect.
for that piece of the pie. And look, if he believes himself to be that, and you get something for it, then it is what it is.
I think that's an interesting and even fascinating suggestion, and I wonder if they wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
because I think Mitchell has proven that he can be as good as Gnu.
And you got to save money in some spots.
You do.
Mitchell's making no money.
And I do think it's an identity crisis. I think Gnu believes that
Right.
he's something that the Browns don't.
So trade him somewhere where he could play the position he wants to
Sure.
play. It's not like he's a scrub. I mean, he's a good player.
He is a
the
good
teams
player.
that would be interested in him.
Yes.
Because Cyrus, you know this, they can't pay both of them.
No, they can't pay them both.
No.
You talking about Martin and G.
Because
Newsome?
they're
That's
the
not
same draft year, right? Or
No,
one-
they-
one
no,
after.
they-
Martin
year
Mitchell's
after.
one
No,
behind, right?
I think last year's Newsome's next year's
well, he's a
Newsome's last
first round
year.
pick. They could pick up his fifth year option.
Yeah, but
But-
right, they could. So the team they're trading him to could pick up that option too.
So
you
let
could have him for
me.
2 years.
So looking at this play, because I want to
Yeah.
try to critique it.
Does
'cause
that
I-
option travel with the player?
I think so.
yes, it does.
Okay.
Because I kind of know, I think I know a couple of things about football. So when I watch this play, first of all, the first problem is you too slow on getting over there. You got to hurry up and get over there and get set. That's the first thing. Anytime somebody motion, you can't take a smoke break. You got to run over there. You got to get set. So you caught in the tank is what we call it. You know why they call it the tank. You get caught in the tank where you're not in position and now you backing up. Now you don't get hands on him and he runs the slant. Now, y'all in cover one from what it looks like to me. So you panic right there.
You're on your own.
Yeah. You're on your own technically. And then what I would say is once you do that, you threw the hand and you missed, and now you in full chase mode where you messed up in this whole thing just off the top. You got to stay top shoulder, and that's the first thing. You went underneath and tried to go for it all, and you missed everything. So that's what put you in this bad position. But I will also say that you're not alone on this because for this to be cover one, I have no idea where your post safety's at. As a post safety, your job is to read the front tip of a quarterback's shoulder. C.J. Stroud, he looks to the left, he looks to the right. So I give you that. But
Who
boom,
was the post safety on the play?
The post safety looks like I can't really tell who this is. It looks like it might be DeAnthony Bell. I can't really tell though.
So it was a complete breakdown.
But yeah, he should have had some help. In cover one, you got to read the front tip. Now, don't get me wrong. C.J. Stroud initial read was to the right side, so you drift a little bit. But once he snaps, once he takes his drops and he plants and comes back forward and get ready, you got to take off now. And you ain't nowhere. Whoever this post safety is nowhere. He ain't even in the final frame. Oh, it looked like it's Ronnie Hickman. It looked like Ronnie Hickman
was on the wrong end of Burns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I find it funny that Tyvus is looking at these plays and then talking as if he's talking to the guy who screwed up.
Well,
I know. Because you got to get there. No, listen, that's valuable insight.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
really good
So
stuff,
this is Ronnie just being a young safety on this one.
Right.
C.J. Stroud did a good job looking him off, but, I mean, literally, he snaps back. And when a quarterback snaps like that, with the pass rush you got, it's not like he can go boom, boom to check. Like, he went like this.
He's
he
throwing
snapped.
the ball.
It's gone. Take off.
You know what would be great this offseason, Mike, is if, and I don't know if any of the players would agree to do this, maybe Tyvus could talk to them directly. If we brought Tyvus and one of the corners or safeties in and went on the video and Tyvus kind of worked with them and said, hey, what were you thinking here? What happened
Why
here?
would you do
That
that?
would
They won't do that.
I know they probably, well, but you know why?
Gino seems to be open to criticism.
But wait a second.
I'm not criticizing. I'm literally
And it
saying.
wouldn't have to be
I'm
all
literally
bad
saying
plays.
And the
It could be
coach.
good.
There could be like 2 plays where he did a great job and 2 plays where it didn't work.
Like
I'm
I'm literally.
literally-
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
to see.
I know it's unlikely, but
The Browns have given us how many players during the course of this season?
that's why Tyvus has got to call in his Ohio State
Now they're going to
connections.
give us players to get critiqued. Hey, what the hell were you doing in that cover 2, son?
That's, I wouldn't say that's not how I would approach it. I would approach it just like I approached Gino on this one.
Yeah.
But don't take my word for it.
If
Take
I was,
Tyvus. I didn't-
if
Yeah,
I
that
was,
won't happen.
Tyvus is not crapping
We
on
got
him.
to bring Bernie